Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Thursday, October 10th, 2013. This is Texan TV News from the campus of Tarleton State University in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Bre Lillie. In today's headlines, annual campus family festivities begin this weekend. In Dublin, the manhunt for a fugitive continues. Texas Governor Perry makes plans to deal with drought. In national news, a retired police officer from West Virginia opens fire on federal courthouse with no motive. Britain passenger lands plane after pilot collapses. Cardinals punch ticket to the NLCS, and the TV show Glee is doing a drug addiction episode in memory of Corey Monteith. In campus news, Tarleton Media Relations reports the Office of Transition and Family Relations will have its annual Family Weekend featuring parent seminars, academic open houses, and Texan Alley tailgating prior to the Texans' home opener this weekend. Beginning Friday, campus guests will be welcomed at check-in from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Thompson Student Center. Also planned for Friday is a financial aid and scholarship seminar in the Thompson Student Center, allowing parents to learn more about reapplying for financial assistance for the spring 2014 term. Campus tours will be offered at the university's Welcome Center, along with a planetarium show at the Science Building. Friday evening will be capped off with a family hot dog social on the Recreation Sports Center lawn prior to movie on the lawn. Family Weekend continues on Saturday with check-in beginning at 8 a.m. on the dining hall patio. Guests are invited to enjoy breakfast on the patio and remain for Texan Rally, a spirit-rousing event featuring Tarleton's athletic teams, the Sound and the Fury marching band, cheerleaders and dance team, the Plowboys, and the Purple Poo. There are many more activities planned for Family Weekend, including recreational activities, lunches, and live shows performed on campus. For more information about Family Weekend, please visit www.tarleton.edu/Family Weekend. The Stephenville Empire Tribune reports that Dublin police are currently on a manhunt for Claude T. Taylor, Jr. Taylor is not considered dangerous, but does, however, have an extensive arrest history. Taylor cut off his ankle monitor on September 25th and fled the police around 11:30 p.m. that night. The monitor was cut off at the 300 block of West Live Oak Street in Dublin. The Dublin police were able to recover the monitor and are holding on to it for evidence. The Dublin police searched 3 different locations in Dublin. However, they did not find Taylor. Taylor is 33 years old, Hispanic, and stands 5 foot 6 inches with brown eyes and black hair. He is thought to weigh 135 to 140 pounds. Taylor has a noticeable tattoo on his neck along with other scars and tattoos. The Dublin police are asking the community to call the police department at 254-445-3455 or the Sheriff's Department at 254-965-3318, or residents can always call 911 if they see Taylor. And now, today's Texas, national, and international news from the Associated Press. In state news, with a record drought parching much of Texas in 2011, combined with below normal rain levels hampering recovery for many areas, Governor Rick Perry spoke to reporters yesterday beside a drought-ridden and receding Lake Travis off the Colorado River about plans to combat and handle the water shortage situation. He renewed calls for voters to approve an amendment to the Texas Constitution that would use $2 billion from the state's rainy day fund to finance major water infrastructure projects. The referendum appears on the November 5th ballots. If approved, it would authorize a one-time payment from the Texas cash reserves, bolstered by the oil and natural gas boom. It would balloon to $11.8 billion by August 2015 if left untouched, and reinforce water supplies statewide. Perry said tapping the fund would help spur an eventual $30 billion in economic development for water projects. Perry cheered the proposed amendment as a way to ensure Texas has enough water, natural resources to keep pace with its rapid economic growth and population increase without raising taxes. Perry added that the funding would pay for building projects to conserve and reuse water, including new reservoirs, pipelines, and desalination plants. In national news, a man opened fire on a U.S. courthouse in West Virginia Wednesday, firing off 24 shots from 2 different guns. Though it is not sure if he used both guns, he concealed a handgun and an assault weapon. 3 on-duty security officers were injured by flying debris. Luckily, about 40% of the staff was not at work that day as a result of the government shutdown. The shooter, who is now believed to be Thomas J. Picard, seemed to have no motive. The shooting is still being investigated. In the end of this tragedy, police returned fire on Picard and killed him. Wheeling Mayor Andy McKenzie said things like this aren't just happening in large cities, and in this country we need to do a better job on mental health. In international news, Tuesday evening in London, the pilot of a small plane collapsed in the cockpit. Passenger John Wadley took the controls of the Cessna 172 over England and suddenly began his first experience of landing with some help from instructors on the ground. The 77-year-old Wadley told the BBC on Wednesday he had no idea what to do and that he never landed a plane before. Officials at Humberston Airport in northwest England put emergency plans into place. Flight instructors were called in to help Wadley after the Mayday call went out Tuesday evening. Soon after he landed, the pilot, the only other person aboard the aircraft, died. The pilot was a friend of Wadley's as well. Wadley thanked the flight instructors who talked him through many attempts to land before he touched down in the dark. Wadley described the event as a controlled crash. He said he began to veer off the runway as he was attempting to reach the brakes and could see a wall quickly approaching. Though he doubted himself, Wadley managed to gain control of the plane and stop in the end. Emergency services were waiting when the plane landed. Rob Murray, one of the flight instructors, said he was glad to have helped and that Wadley did a remarkable job given he had never flown a plane before. He was said that the atmosphere in the control tower was tense and there were handshakes but no cheers when the plane touched down. At a news conference at Humberside Airport, Commercial Director Paul Litton gave his condolences to the family of the pilot who died. Police said an investigation will be carried out to establish what caused the pilot's death. And in sports, the St. Louis Cardinals won a decisive Game 5 at home against the Pirates to punch their ticket to the league championship series for the third straight year. Adam Wainwright pitched a complete game. The Cardinals' offense consisted of 2-run home runs and a 1-run blast from Matt Holliday. John Jay scored off a Pete Kozma single to beat the Pirates 6-1. St. Louis will play the LA Dodgers Friday night in St. Louis to open the series in the last 3 seasons. The Cardinals are 8-1 in elimination games. The AL Division Series wraps up tonight with Oakland and Detroit squaring off to see who gets to play the Red Sox in the ALCS. In entertainment news, Glee will have an episode dedicated to Corey Monteith, who was found dead in Canada in a hotel room in July. Monteith died of a heroin and alcohol overdose. It is known that Monteith battled with drugs since a young age. It is said that Monteith was set to marry on-set and off-set girlfriend Leah Michelle within weeks of his death. Fox chairman Kevin Riley told members of the Television Critics Association that the episode, dedicated to Monteith, would deal with drug addiction. However, the creator of Glee, Ryan Murphy, says that addiction will not be the cause of Monteith's character's death on Glee. This episode is called The Quarterback and will be airing tonight at 9 o'clock. And according to the Weather Channel, we should expect a high of 83 and a low of 64 and partly sunny today. Texas TV News is a product of the Texan News Service. Find us on Facebook and Twitter and visit our website at texannews.net for all your latest news, sports, and lifestyle and entertainment. I'm Bre Lillie from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.